Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, Super Boss, KIZUNA Clash, Yuichi's Kid, and the One Piece trading card collab is here. And in today's video, I have two one-team versus alls to take down the 10-star event against KIZUNA Clash Kid. Now, Super Boss, it's a fun time that everyone comes together, the alliances come together. It's a very competitive event, and it's actually a lot of fun. So make sure to hit the bell notification because I'll have a heap of content coming out for this particular event. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you guys haven't done so already. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit it. If you enjoy this video, if it helps you out, make sure to hit the like button. But as I was saying, we do have a Super Boss for this particular kid. The 5+ is the card artwork, which I do love. I thought it was the other way around, which I was incredibly upset about. But this is the character that we'll be farming for with the skulls and the level ups and stuff like that. It's a really interesting character. He's got a super type, which is awesome. These types of characters are very, very valuable to get your hands on, especially if you are a free-to-play player or sort of a lower paid player. StumpD Luffy's also getting a 6+, so you definitely want to max out your skulls. And for a limited time, there's also going to be discounts on... I can't remember exactly who it is. I think it's Germa and someone else. So if you're looking to pick up Super Evolution Skulls, that's a good time to do it. If you scroll down here, though, there are a bunch of boosted characters. And there are two particular characters in today that we're going to talk about that give you more Super Boss tickets. And these two characters are Crocodile and Kaido. Now, Kaido seems a lot better for this particular piece of content than what the Crocodile does. Both of them have the same boosts, and they both do very, very well. But if you can find a friend captain Kaido or Crocodile, use the Suicide Strat, and that way you can actually get as many KIZUNA tickets as possible, being Super Boss tokens, so that way you can get as many runs in on the Super Boss as possible. However, this particular card, Luffy, gives you 1.1 times KIZUNA tickets, so if you can squeeze him in on a team as well, you're actually going to get more regular KIZUNA tokens, so that's actually really nice. It's not essential because Super Boss, you get so many of them anyway, but this particular unit is going to give you more KIZUNA tickets. Now, the rest of the characters, they get boosted stats, they get cooldowns, all this fun stuff, and if you use these characters, they're going to do more damage and stuff like that as well. So, in today's video, I have two particular teams that will take down the 10-star as a one-team versus all. The first one looks a little bit like this, and this particular team can operate with a friend captain Kaido, the card one that you see on screen, or you can use a verse Kaido as your friend captain. So if you have verse Kaido as friend captain, it's definitely going to work as well. So if you guys are struggling to find Kaido friend captains, I know it can be very, very annoying. This team should actually work in your favor. So, taking a look at the gimmicks now, the strength variation, quick, silent, int characters get their cooldowns. This whole team is int and quick. On stage 2, there's damage reduction and block orbs, and on the final stage, there's 99 turns of immunity, 50,000 damage on entry, 5 turns of threshold, 5 turns of recovery by 1 turn of damage now, and on defeat, you take 100,000 damage. After level 31, the threshold goes to 6 turns, and the increased damage taken on your crew goes to 5 times for 1 turn, plus you get 5 turns of attack down. So to get around all of these nasty gimmicks, on stage 2, there is block orbs and damage reduction. Jack is going to remove the damage reduction on stage 2. Now, if you're utilizing a friend captain Kaido, he can actually remove the attack down on the final stage. But if you're using a verse Kaido, he's going to give Jack back his cooldown, so then Jack can actually pop his special once again. Jack's also really, really good because not only does he have the Enrage ability, he also has the ability to remove special limit duration by 1 turn. The combination is exceptionally strong, plus he removes damage reduction and attack down, which is super nice. To get around the block orbs, we're going to be using Queen special on this particular stage as well. Queen's just going to rotate all the block orbs. Make sure to keep a block orb on Alba, so that way you can use Alba to rotate all of your orbs into whatever orb he has, which will be that tandem slot. To get around the damage null, we have this Pudding. She's so good for this. Plus, if you limit break expand her, she can get around the recovery bind as well. She's an exceptional unit for this particular fight. But remember, when you enter stage 2, you actually take a 50,000 HP hit. Now, this is where Bardo Cavendish come into play. The 6+ level limit break expanded Bardo Cavendish is so good for this, because not only do they remove the threshold on the final stage, they also give you a threshold for yourself. If you go over 3,000 damage, they boost your attack by 2.5, then they increase slot effects by 0.25, which their super swap will actually give you damage reduction, healing, and a 2-time slot effect. Plus, if you take over 30,000 damage when the special is launched, they're a color affinity booster as well. So you're going to get all of this with Bardo Cavendish. They're an exceptional unit. They can help you tank damage. They do a lot. They give you a lot of attacking buffs. And then finally, after you use them, you can use Alba. And Alba's going to be an absolute monster because he gives you a chain boost. He gives you base stats. He gives you chain multiplicative with his super type. And like he does so much when you have an attack and an orb boost. So the team works very, very nicely. Unfortunately, you don't have the chain boundary of Jack for the final stage unless you use the verse Kaido special. Now, if you're using verse Kaido, the team runs a little bit differently. You still use Pudding to get around the damage null. You then use Alba. Then you want to use your verse Kaido special to then use Jack again to remove the attack down. Then you can use Bardo Cavendish because you really want to be able to tank that damage. But you could probably do something like Mr. 3 support and chuck that on, and that could possibly just be enough to tank it anyway. It really depends on what your HP looks like once you hit that sort of final stage. So that way you can get around it. Alright, so moving on to Sai now. Strikers, shooters, and driven characters get all the good stuff. On to stage 2, there's damage reduction and, threshold and defense up for 5 turns. On the final stage, there's 99 turns of immunity. You get a 55% HP cut. You have a pain damage, which means if you use anything, like specials, switch abilities, all that fun stuff, you take 15,000 damage. There's 1 turn of special reverse on your top row, 2 turns of special reverse on your crewmates, 5 turns of special rewind on crewmates, and after level 31, the special reverse gets increased by 1 turn for both your captains and your crewmates, and you get fear for 1 turn. So this is why we're using Alba. Now, Alba's so good, not only as a captain, but as a sub for this, because he removes 7 turns of special bind, and he gives driven and powerhouse characters 2 turns of cooldown. As a captain, though, he completely removes everything on himself. So you just don't have to worry about special bind, special reverse. He just completely avoids it. He's untouchable as a captain, which is wild. Like, it's just actually wild. You cannot touch Alba. He has fear reduction as well, not that matters because he's not a sailor, but if you use him as a sailor, he's definitely going to get around it that way. Plus, he gives you the 2 turns of cooldown. Now, if you are utilizing Friend Captain Card Kaido, if you get below 50% HP, you can activate his super class, I believe he has. That will allow you to get 1 turn of cooldown to your crew. So that way, you can activate his super class, and that's the 3 turns. If you use a Verse Kaido, he gives 20 turns of cooldowns, and you don't even have to worry about it anyway. He's untouchable to special bind and special reverse as well, so it works out really, really nicely. On stage 2, you want to use Queen to get around the defense up and the threshold. Once again, save a tandem orb on Alba, so that way you can get that orb back. It works exceptionally well. And then on the final stage, you just basically pop everyone else's specials and you're good to go. Bardo Cavendish are an attack booster, an orb booster, and a color affinity booster. Jack is a chain boundary and a base stat booster as well. But if you're utilizing Jack after Bardo Cavendish, you're going to get everything that you really want. As for the Friend Captain Kaido, he's not really doing too much for this team. He's an attack booster too, so like you can use that. But if you're using the Verse Kaido, that's where you can like get everyone's specials back and you can use like additional damage taken. So it all works out a pretty big treat there. So Alba, he's the key to taking down Sai. He's so good for that fight, and without him, it's a big struggle. Finally, we have the multicolored fight. It's technically a quick fight, but as you can see, there's 3 different types. Driven, Cerebrals, and Powerhouses get all the good stuff. There's 1 turn of Special Reverse and Damage Null on turn 2, as well as a full border unfavorable slots. On the final stage, the boss is mixed typing for Quick, then Int, then Dex at 1/3 apiece. There is immunity to everything except defense down. You can only use 2 specials for 1 turn, 5 turns of attack down, 5 turns of special bind for your crewmates. And then after level 31, the attack down goes to 6 turns, and the special bind goes to 6 turns. Plus, there is now 5 turns of defense up. So with this particular team, it does see a little bit of a kerfuffle because this particular team will need the special reverse mechanic to get around the damage null. However, Pudding can use the waifu support to actually get 1 turn of cooldown, so that way you can use her special. Now, Pudding can remove damage null, but she can also give you an attack boost to driven and striker characters, which is very, very nice. That attack boost will definitely help you get through stage 2. Now, if you really, really, really need to use something else, feel free to like super swap with Bardo Cavendish, use the Alba special, use your Friend Captain Kaido special. That should definitely work too. If you're using Verse Kaido, this team is definitely going to work a lot nicer. But you really want to get around the defense up on the final stage, so you have to save Queen. And ideally, using Queen on this second stage would allow you to get a full board of tandem orbs, but unfortunately you need the defense up for the final stage. So you got to use Queen to get around that defense up. Jack's going to around the special limiter. He has a chain boundary effect and base stats. Bardo Cavendish, once again, they're your attack booster, they're your orb booster. They basically do everything for the final stage for you. And then Alba's going to get around the special bind. So the stage 2 might be a little bit of a problem because we do need a way to get around the unfavorable orbs. But I do believe Pudding has... No, she doesn't. Okay. Well, yeah. It's going to be a little bit of a struggle because you're going to have unfavorable slots on stage... Like I said, on stage 2. Bardo Cavendish are going to have a matching orb. They're on 5 turns of their swap, aren't they? So you could use their switch ability, their super swap, and then just sacrifice your orb ability on the final stage. It's going to be a little bit of a tricky one for this particular fight, but I do have faith that the team still has a lot of damage, and you will be able to get around it moving forward. Basically, that's the one team versus all team. That works fairly nicely. However, if you guys have something like Super Sugo Big Mom, like you can do some other stuff here as well. Now, this team, shout out to my homie Porky. I tweaked it just a little bit, but nothing too drastic. This particular team utilizes the Luffy on the squad as well. Now, with this team, I don't know how long it's going to last in terms of damage output, but it does seem very, very interesting. Big Mom is so good. She's going to give you like a double conditional booster, which is awesome. And then you can use her as captain for your 6x captain and your color affinity boost. With the Zora support, you can get an orb buff just for her. And ironically, the only reason you want to do this is so that way you get all of the Alba shenanigans. Alba, he's here because he gets around the special reverse. He gives you the special bind removal. But with this particular team, you will need a friend captain Kaido card. It has to happen. He's going to be your attack booster for the final stage. So, like, you kind of need that. Pudding's great because she gets around the damage null on stage 2 and the final stage of the other variation. Queen's great, he gets around the defense up and the threshold for stage 2 and then the defense up for the final variation. And then this particular Luffy can actually remove the damage reduction on that other stage. To get around block orbs, Queen's also going to do that for that middle variation. And you can actually use this Luffy to set defense to 0 on that final variation as well if you need to use the Queen special to give you a full board of tandem mobs as well. So this team actually seems really, really cool. I'm probably going to opt to using this particular team because it has the Luffy on it. But like I said, if you're missing Big Mom or you're missing Kaido friend captains, this particular team should work as well. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. While you're down there, belt like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later!